Good afternoon, Jai Hind. You see, in the series of achieving sustainable development goals and going to Moon, Mars, and beyond, we were discussing about the agriculture disaster in India and how we can take it to the sustainable development goals and how we can go to even develop the sustainable farming and space age farming and take humans to places around the globe, around the worlds, across the worlds, this universe, that universe. But because food is the basic need of the human being. Okay, now the point we were discussing last time was, uh, organic farming. So China has taken the jatropha plantation to next level, and then they have started planting their own traditional farming and crops, and they have taken it to so much greater levels that uh, you know even Ayurvedic medicines in India have taken the cue from them, and they started planting the Ayurvedic plants across India at so many places. And the companies, Ayurvedic medicine companies like Patanjali, Jhendu Pharmaceutical, Baidyanath, Dabur, you name it, and they have started building their own big and bigger farms. Somebody has acquired 6,000 hectares, so somebody has given employment to 30,000 people for developing certain medicinal plants like some aloe vera, fast growing, I mean something like that. So there are best cases in China, there are best cases in India as well. In fact, India has Ayurvedic medicines plantation prior to China, and but as China started taking it to the level next, then they also got pushed up and taken it to level next. Then one of the point that came is given employment. It means the problem of not realizing human potential. That's a big problem all across the globe. Unemployment is the biggest problem apart from environmental and other problems. Very few people have the guaranteed job and something like that, and assured job and all those things. So on this front, you know mm, in 2005, Dr. Manmohan Singh started the Manrega scheme, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guaranteed Scheme. Okay, so Manrega, that is called as. And in China also, they announced one program where USD 116.9 million where uh, benefit was provided to 100 million farmers, and 82 million hectares of land was involved in it. Then you see, then 2007 and 2008 plan, it was more successful than 2005 and 6. Then it benefited 64 million USD to these farmers, and 42 million hectares of land was used. You see, uh, for what purpose they were working? They were working on organic farming. So they saved 5 million tons of chemical fertilizers and raised USD 25 million for the benefits of farmers. So you see, 116 million for 100 million farmers, or 64 million USD for 42 million hectares of land. Whatever they are doing in China, they are trying to implement the organic farming. It doesn't mean that the fertilizer companies should go haywire. No, they are balancing the act. Otherwise, Sri Lanka have faced that situation where they went for organic farming, and yeah, it became a disaster to their economy. So Manrega scheme, then China's this governmental scheme, these are the best examples from China and India. But at the same time, realizing human potential, India will have to work on poor men's market. You see, in China, they cut down the cost at such a level that I heard that if it is costing $1,300 in iPhone in USA, it might cost even only $100 in China. I mean, that is the kind of reduction of cost is there. So the best possible solution is poor men's market should be taken care. I mean, at the bottom of the pyramid, there are more people than at the top of the pyramid. Okay, so frugal technologies, frugal techniques, and what we call in India the jugaad system, and the talent realization should be the focus of India in future, so that lot of people, lot of kids in the sense to even 21 years old person, sometimes they call kids in in villages, तू तो बच्चा है, 21 साल का है, हम 50 साल से फार्मिंग कर रहे हैं, यानी खेत जोत रहे हैं. मीन्स you are just 21-year-old kid. I am doing this since 50 years. I am farming since 50 years. That is how I mean they treat. So this young generation should also get the chance to realize their potential. Okay. Next is utilization of talent, a lesson from China. This is next one. This one was different talent utilization. This one is different. Now you see how it is different. China has educated, trained, and moved its population where it is needed and used it for the development cause. Mass shifting of population to wherever it is required. I mean, people may call it atrocities because they have to leave their own place and go to some other place. We are discussing on the other side of it, talent utilization. That other part, somebody else will take care. We are right now focusing on this. Population earlier was considered negative side of China, but China utilized it positively. And how? Let us see. Most PhD holders are from China. China is the maximum PhD producing nation. The most patenting and intellectual property right are held by China per year nowadays. The biggest market is also China. The biggest economy is also China. Agriculture also, China is top 10 in most of the domains and most of the produce. I already said top 5 most of the places. China goes for patent but also utilizes it as soon as possible, whereas in other parts of the world most of the patents are dumped as a knowledge. And this is a very important thing. You see, the frugal technologies, even the phones and even children's, that games, frugal, it costs just $1. What can be costing $100 earlier in USA? It costs just $1 and people are buying all across the globe. Why? Because look at any cheaper game of the kids, it is always 100% made in China. Why? China used its patents and converted it into cheaper practical format. It's frugal, made at just few cent cost, and is sold at several dollars in USA maybe. The patent holder earns and manufacturer earns, the government of China earns. Globally, Chinese product gets recognition too, as a roadside retail vendor also earns globally. So, I mean, this is the best utilization of talent, a very good lesson from China. And that is the power of reaching at the grassroots level and using talent pool from the top to the bottom of the pyramid. They are manufacturing the iPhones and they are manufacturing the phones which are used by the masses as well. So they are working for classes as well as masses. a big lesson. Okay, and here this same technology can be used by the farmers. Jugaad, most of the farmers are using in farming as well. There are so many things Chinese have, people are developed, and so many videos, maybe on TikTok or YouTube or WhatsApp or Facebook. You go and see, and people copy from them. Exchange of ideas is there all across the globe. Okay. Next point is India is the oldest country to start farming socially in an unorganized as well as in an organized way. You go to Indus Valley civilization with location of Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Lothal, or any other place. They also had the storage facilities, farmlands, well developed irrigation facilities, yes, sanitation facility, you name it, and it was there. So India has to come back to its old glory if they utilize the talent well. That is the solution, the best possible solution. Now, what else it can be done? Optimum utilization of land, farmers, and resources with in depth consideration of climate action and benefit reaching to the farmer at the grassroots level in India. Utilize the satellites, utilize the ICT technology, utilize the software, the apps, specially developed apps for the farmers. Train them, train their kids. Even the housewives, the farming wives of the farmers' wives also should be able to get adopted to that technology. Their fear for technology should be over, so that it can benefit them. Just to give an example, in 1990s, once we went to Kashmir, and then we went to 2011 also, then we went to Kashmir, and in the northeast as well. The difference this time was, in Kashmir nobody used to speak so much fluently Hindi, and even in northeast. But now the Hindi has become the Indian language. Why? Because of television, serials, movies, and cell phones and all those. Many places, the farmers, even the educated youth, were learning the Hindi from the housewives, because they were listening to the news and the serials, and they used to understand, and they are getting taught. That is the explosive power of information and communication technology. Going beyond, why not India become farming nation of the world? Why not we become farming nation if we have 600 million farmers? Okay, we have industry, we have services, we have this and that. We should be proud of that. As Punjab became wheat bowl of India, India can become vegetarian food plate of the world. Okay. So let China become the manufacturing hub, we become the food hub of the world. We grow grains, great grains, and whatever is needed. So if we benefit the farmers, farmers can bring the food plate. Indian farmers can bring the food at the plate of every plate uh, of the every citizen of the world. Who knows, they might help in achieving sustainable development goals, and some techniques and technology might be useful in space age development and developed India. So it is need of the day that talent also should be utilized. Okay. Next is, already talked about the youth. Problem of youth and students not taking interest in farming and agrarian activities, and finding agrarian life or career and job entrepreneurship less attractive, because I shall sit in the AC room and I shall just dictating the terms. All these fantastic things. This is, in fact, it doesn't exist now. But still, nowadays, you see, I always say that not the kids education, but parental education is adult education is need of the day, because they are taking those things perceptions still now, and they are forgetting that this is knowledge economy. Everywhere new knowledge, new skills will be required. Okay, so what are the best possible solutions? Motivating farmers task force initiative. You know, farmers motivated farmers task force is required to teach, train, and develop the skills of the farmer by reaching at the grassroots level, at the bottom of the socio-economic pyramid. There are people who can work at the multiple levels of this pyramid of the social pyramid, so that if these people are trained, the knowledge and information reaches, and people understand how to tackle such situation, emotional balancing, then well-being of the person, then all these things are taken care, then agrarians committing suicide may stop. Psychological boost is required, and if this happens, definitely farmer suicides will stop. There are many cases they don't know how to, even educated people, a PhD holder, like, I mean, I'm a PhD holder, for example, like me, we don't know how to handle financial things many a times, for example. Then what we do, we go to the expert, learn from them, and then we implement in our life. We go to bankers, we go to insurance people, we take certain kind of short term training, we go for the MBA in finance, we understand how the finance and accounting work, and then we understand, then we implement in our life. Similar things, some short term courses for the farmers should be there, so that they are trained at the grassroots, even their gram panchayat or village, or going into their home, some people and some students can teach. Okay, and then farmer suicide will definitely stop. The government machinery having well-trained youth task force is need of the day, because youth are the people who they can travel, they can walk miles and train as well if they are passionate. Next solution is social responsibility of students through internship in villages. They should go to villages. I don't care which background they are. MBBS, like doctor background, engineering, BE, BTech, BA, BSc, ME, MBA, BPharm, MPharm, BArch, MArch, MA, MSc, PhD, or any kind of curriculum. They should spend some time with the farmer, understand how much they work hard and provide us food, and in return they should teach them, the well-being of them. Each, for example, pharmacy person goes and teach them what are the best medicinal plants they can grow. Engineering student go and they teach them what is the mechanism they can use. A doctor, MBBS doctor, can go and teach them how to tackle such situation. A PhD person can go and tell them the importance of knowledge and upgrading their knowledge each moment and time, and how they can utilize in their, I mean, there are, all these people can devote their at least 1 week, 15 days, and spend with the farmers, and honestly, just for certificate, just for the completion of degree, no, they should do it honestly, and then definitely these internship can bear good fruits for India. In fact, globally it can be implemented, and then we can achieve the sustainable development goal, then we can achieve the food security, then we can achieve, nobody goes hungry, all these goals. Then we can talk about nutrition. Those things also can be provided. They will grow a lot of grains which are provide a lot of nutrition. Such, if they farmers are trained, then we can get good food. Then supply chain will increase, hot and cold supply chain, logistic management, all these things will also improve, because we don't know, we will never know from where the good suggestions can come. One day you might be knowing that story. A farmer inspired the great people. may it be Abraham Lincoln, may it be Churchill, may it be, the Tsar of the Russia, may it be the Prime Minister of India. They were inspired by the farmers because of their hard work and dedication and honesty and truthfulness and dedication towards soil. So let us take this issue of farming suicide seriously, and let us build agrarians and farmers very well, so that they develop the food grains and the procedure even for the space age. Then humans can build the heavens on earth, which we can take it to moon, Mars, and beyond. Okay, and that's how sustainability in can be achieved in farming activity, then growing food, necessity nutrients, necessary medicinal plants, and then we can go to places in many dimensions, many heavenly bodies, and many places. Thank you very much. Take care.